Alright YouTube, Kaz Elkin back once again. This is with week 4 in the Beginner to Pro series. So in case you're not familiar, that series where I'm aiming to go from being an absolute beginner at coding with no prior experience whatsoever to hopefully being a pro and landing a job at some point in the not too distant future. As you'll see, this week's video is shorter than my previous 3 weeks, and that is because I have made fewer things this week and I just have less to show you. A lot of what I've learned has been just based off of videos, just me watching videos and learning how to do things that aren't really flashy or can't really be shown to you that easily. So for example, I learned how to set up virtual environments for my projects and then just learned a bit about doing that. There's nothing to really show you there, but I'll explain that when I get into the time recordings. Likewise, I hit a bit of a stumbling block with the Python Mega Course. So as I explained in my previous videos, the Python Mega Course is a course on Udemy, and it's what I'm using as kind of like my main guide and roadmap to learning how to code. One of the 10 applications that it has you build is a personal website, like a personal portfolio website. And I hit a little bit of a stumbling block with that because I can't actually do it just using Python, which means that I have to learn HTML and CSS, and that is why I don't have as much to show you this week, because I've had to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit and try and decide what I'm going to do about making this website. But wasting no time, let's just get into my time recordings for the week. Kicking off with my time entries for Wednesday. As you can see, on Wednesday I finished Python Mega Course section 19, Python Mega Course section 18, and had a few issues setting up my virtual environment. So sections 18 and 19 of the Python Mega Course are here. So section 18 is dealing with fixing program errors. So this is quite useful because it just sort of tells you how to approach, some of the error messages that you get and what to do about them. So this is a really useful section. And then section 19, as I explained before, is this personal website application. So the Python Mega Course is based on the idea that, it has you build 10 real world applications, and that's a more useful way to learn, which I've really liked so far. And this application 3, so this is the third of 10, has you build your own personal website, and this kind of takes you through what to do. A lot of this section was based more on deploying it to a live server, deploying the website to a live server, and also setting up your virtual environment. And I think this is reflected in my time entries as well, because as you can see, on one of the days, pretty much just spent a lot of time getting it deployed onto the live server. And the live server that it has you use is Heroku, which I'll show you in a second. And then for the remainder of the week, as you will see, I have pretty much just spent my time learning HTML and CSS. Now, I've pretty much just watched YouTube videos, Skillshare videos on this kind of thing, and then the Python Mega Course has a few videos on HTML and CSS as well. But HTML and CSS is not Python, it's a new language. So I'm kind of having to pick up this new language if I want to make my website better. And that's what I spent my time doing for the back half of the week. I will say HTML and CSS so far has been easier than Python to learn at these sort of beginner stages, but as I've just picked it up, it's going to take a bit of time to get to grips with the basics and be able to make something that's even worth showing you. And that is it for my time entries for the week. As you can see, pretty straightforward. Mainly spent time doing this, doing HTML and CSS. Having said that, moving on now to the thing that I've managed to make this week, and I think this is going to be the underwhelming part of the video, but I have managed to make the personal website that the Python Mega Course has you build. Now, the downside with that is that the website that the Python Mega Course has you build is very bare bones. It's the first time that I think I've actually been disappointed with the course so far, because I don't feel like it really takes you far enough to say that this is actually an application that was worth building. But I'll show you it anyway. So the website is deployed to Heroku, and the website is right here. So as I said, very bare bones, nothing really to write home about here, and this is as far as the Python Mega Course takes you. It kind of just gets you to this point and then says, okay, go away, learn HTML, learn CSS, and learn whatever other languages that are going to make the web page look better and be more interactive. And yeah, you kind of just get left here, which is not something that I think's particularly good. If you want a portfolio website, you obviously can't just leave it at this. So sadly, I'm now left just going away and learning HTML and CSS, and I think this is going to have to be a bit of a back burner project for me now. It's going to have to be something that I do maybe one day a week, where I kind of sit down and try and improve this, and watch some videos, and then try and try and learn how to make this look better. So having said that, the plan going forward is going to be to just continue with the Python Mega course, to continue to build the other applications that it has you build, but to work on this in the background and to make the development of this website a slow, ongoing process that hopefully by the time I'm finished, it looks better than it is right now. And that's it for week 4. Less eventful, bit of a spanner in the works, but you know, we're just gonna have to learn to deal with it. That's just life. I will catch you next week for week 5. Thanks for tuning in.